With respect to computers, a file is a piece of information. It can be accessed by the operating system or individual programs. The name is derived from the physical paper documents that were used in offices. Since computer files serve the same purpose, they are called by the same name. It can also be thought of as a computer object that stores data. If you are using a GUI system, files will be displayed as icons. You can double-click on an icon to open the corresponding file. Computer files can vary in their format. Files that are similar in type of information stored are said to be of the same format. The file's extension, which is a part of the file name, will tell you its format. The different types of files are text file, data file, binary file, graphic file, etc. The classification is based on the kind of information stored in the file. Files can have certain attributes too. For example, if a file has a read-only attribute, new information cannot be appended to the file. The file name is also one of its attributes. The file name signifies what the file is about. So, it is better to have a meaningful name. However, the name of the file in no way affects the file's contents. Computer files are stored on various storage devices, hard drives, optical drives, etc. How files are organized is called the file system. Within a directory, two files with the same name are not allowed. Also, certain characters cannot be used while naming a file. The following are the characters that are not accepted in a file name: /, ****. Also, certain reserved words cannot be used while naming a file. The name of the file is followed by its extension, 2 to 4 characters. Every OS has a file system in place to provide security to data in the files. File management can also be done manually or with the help of third-party tools. The format of a file signifies the kind of content it stores. The common formats for an image file are JPEG, JPG, PNG. Text documents may have the extension docs or text. Audio files usually belong to formats such as WAV and MP3, while MP4 is an extension that video files carry. Certain files are stored in a compressed format. A zip file contains other files and folders. However, it is still considered a single file. An ISO file is used to hold information found on a disk. It is a representation of a physical disk. This is also considered as a single file. It is possible to convert a file in one format to another. This is done when the previous format is not supported by a software or if you want to use the file for a different purpose. For example, a file in doc format is not recognized by a PDF reader. To open it with a PDF reader, it has to be converted to PDF format. If you want to set an MP3 audio as a ringtone on your iPhone, the audio has to be first converted to M4R so that the iPhone recognizes it as a ringtone. Many free online converters convert files from one format to another. Creation is the first operation the user performs on a file. A new computer file is created using a pre-installed software on the computer. For example, if you want to create an image file, an image editor is used. Similarly, you would need a text editor to create a text file. After creating the file, it has to be saved. You can either save it in the default location suggested by the system or change the location according to your preference. To make sure that an existing file opens in a readable format, it has to be opened only through supporting applications. If you are not able to ascertain a suitable program, take note of its extension and refer online for programs that support that particular extension. Also, in Windows, you get an Open with prompt along with a list of possible applications that may support your file. Ctrl+O is the keyboard shortcut that will open the file menu and let you choose which file to open. Data stored in files and folders are organized in a hierarchical structure. Files are stored on a variety of media ranging from hard drive to disk, DVD and floppy disk. Windows users can make use of the Windows Explorer to view, organize, and manage files. Let us now see how to perform basic operations on files like copying, moving, renaming, deleting, and listing the files in a directory/folder. What is a file? A file is a collection of data stored in a computer system. Typically, these files are used for storing information about users, software applications, or other data that are needed for running programs. Files can also be used to store pictures, videos, music, and other types of media. In addition to this, files can also store bits of code or instructions which allow the computer to perform certain tasks. How do I create a file? Creating a file is easy. All you have to do is open the appropriate application or program on your system that allows for file creation and manipulation, for example, Microsoft Word. After doing so, you can simply start typing away your document. When you're finished, just hit save and name it whatever you desire. Depending on the type of file you want to create, some programs may offer more options than others, such as fonts and page setup. What types of files exist? There are many different types of files that exist in the computing world today. These include text documents, .text, spreadsheets, .xls, photos, .jpg, video files, .mp4, and audio files, .wav. Each one serves an important purpose for different scenarios such as office work or multimedia projects. Additionally, there are various kinds of compressed file formats like .zip and .rar, which can store multiple smaller files into one big file. This reduces the size and makes it easier to transport or share with others over networks. How do I know which program is best for a certain file type? Knowing which program is best suited for opening a particular type of file depends largely upon its extension, the letters after the period at the end of the file name. For instance, if you have a document with an extension .docs, then chances are it's best opened using Microsoft Word. If you're not sure what kind of program will open a certain type of file, then use an online search engine like Google to look up what program opens star.extension, for instance, what program opens .mp4. This should help steer you in the right direction. How do I share files with others? The easiest way to share files with others is via a cloud-based storage services like Dropbox or Google Drive. With these services, all you have to do is upload, or drag and drop, your desired files onto their platform. From here, they get synced across all connected devices, and anyone with access can view them from any location. Alternatively, if both parties have access to the same network, then they could transfer their files through LAN connections as well by transferring them via flash drives/disks or external hard drives. Can I password protect my file? Yes, password protecting your file involves encrypting its contents using algorithms, so that only those who know what the password is will be able to view/unlock it again. Just make sure not to forget it. Most operating systems come with built-in encryption capabilities, though there are third-party apps available as well if needed, such as Veracrypt or Windows BitLocker Drive encryption tool. How do I open a file? Opening a file is easy. All you have to do is double-click on its icon and the associated program that it's designed for should open it. If, however, you don't know which program/application can open a certain type of file, then you can always look online for assistance. Additionally, some operating systems come with built-in file viewers, like Windows Picture and Fax Viewer, which will allow you to view basic files without needing to install any extra applications. Is there any risk associated with opening files? Yes, if the source of the file is unknown or untrusted, then there could be malicious code inside that could damage your system as soon as it's opened/run. To avoid this potential risk, make sure to run an antivirus scan on all files before opening them. Additionally, some programs may come with additional security measures, such as digitally signing documents in order to verify their authenticity. So, make sure to check these options too, if they are available out there. How do I copy a file? Copying a file is quite simple. All you have to do is locate the original file either through its directory or by searching for it, right-click on it and then select the copy option. From there, you can paste it somewhere else in the same folder or another location. Just make sure to use the same file format, image, text document, etc., when saving. It's also important to note that certain programs may require special permissions when copying files. So, be sure to check with them before proceeding. What is the difference between copying and duplicating a file? Copying a file involves creating an exact duplicate of the source material but in a new location. Duplicating a file means creating an exact duplicate of the source material but keeping it in the original folder. Both techniques can be useful depending on what your aim is. For instance, if you wanted to keep an original version of a document and make further changes to another copy, then you'd want to duplicate the file. Whereas if you wanted to send multiple copies of a document, then copying would be more applicable. Can I move files to new locations? Yes, moving files from one place to another is possible. This process works very similarly to copying and pasting. Simply locate the desired item and right-click on it so that the Move option appears. From here, all you need to do is select where you'd like this item moved, i.e., a new folder or location, and click OK. Any associated programs will now have access to this new file, which can come in handy when working between different systems as well as other users. What is file compression? File compression is a method of reducing the size of a file without compromising its content. It involves taking full-sized files and using algorithms to strip out data that is not essential for the file's purpose. This effectively reduces the file's footprint and makes it easier to store or move around. Common examples of file compression include PDF, ZIP, MP3 and JPEG formats. What are the benefits of file compression? The main benefit of compressing files is it can help save space on your device, since smaller files require less storage space than their uncompressed counterparts. Additionally, it also makes it easier to send large files via email or other methods, as this often requires files to be under a certain size in order for them to be accepted. In such cases, compressing the files can help make sure they meet this criterion without having to sacrifice any content. Thank you for watching this video.